Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to another episode of Candid Conversations about network marketing with Dr. Wayne and myself. I'm BK. Good morning, Dr. Wayne.
Good morning, BK. Morning, everyone. Pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so this morning we are going to revisit something very, very important, and we're going to talk about the importance of goal setting. And you guys are in for a treat because Dr. Wayne is going to share with us the specifics of how to properly set goals and also delve into how and the why of goal setting, right? So Dr. Wayne, take it away.
Lovely, yeah. And last week we touched on this when we didn't have really time to dig deep, and that's the beauty of these podcasts and different areas. We can then come back another week and then dig really, really deeply into that particular topic. And the reason I wanted to go back into here over the last week or so, I've had some, for example, I was just saying to BK that had an international trader who we did this whole process that I'll be going through with you shortly. And he sent me a text the next day once we went through it and we locked it into his subconscious that he said, "Wayne, I'm a totally different person in 24 hours. What have you done to me? I just feel so much different." So everything that I shared with him, I'll be going with you now. And remembering last week, we talked about finding your why and at least asking 4, 5, maybe 6 questions. And I'll just go over this bit first. So think of this as your overarching why. This is your purpose. This is your life's mission. This is the dreams that are within you. Whatever it may be, we've got to put that into a sentence that basically now is you. Okay, so I think last time I used the example of some people will say, "I want more financial independence," for example. So then you ask the next question will be then why. And usually these answers are in 2 areas. They can be for status, meaning for status, we'll just use that word, or more it's for love, and it can be a combination. So we'll just put that there as well. So you ask why you want more financial stability, more finances in your life. So the answer might be to be able to easily afford to buy a house, a car, and those things for my family, and even to go on holidays. You go, okay, good. And then you might go, why again? And then the answer that the person may then think about is, I really want to provide. I want to be able to provide for my family deeply because I love them. So, okay, good. And then you might ask the question again, why? And this time it might be because I am concerned about what other people think if I can't provide for them. So this might be a deep fear for them. And this is more around status, more around the status of who that person is. So go, okay, you acknowledge that and you go, why again? Because I want my family to look up to me. That might be an answer. Once again, a status. And then you might ask the question again, why? Because I love them so much, might be the answer there as well. And that might be as far as that whys go. So it comes back to love. It comes back to I love them so much. And then what you do then is then you put that whole thing then into a statement. So the statement could be, something like every day I provide for my family easily because of how much I love them, or something of that nature. So you then find your why, whatever that may be for you. It might be to leave a legacy, whatever it may be, that's specific to you. Now, think of this, as mentioned, this is your overarching goal. And then from there, each overarching goal, you're maybe down here somewhere, for example. So think of what you want. You haven't got it yet, and this is where you are. When you put this into your framework of reference now, your subconscious now wants to go there. What it'll do is it'll then show you the landmarks of why you haven't achieved it as yet. So those landmarks might be fear of public speaking. Those landmarks might be fear of getting out there and talking to people, especially in network marketing. If someone's in a shop and you're scared of going up there and talking to the person about your opportunity or your product, or whatever it might be, it'll then show you where you need to go. So I want to put that in as well, because your subconscious wants you to get there now. But now what will happen, it'll then give you the reasons why it's not there at this particular time. So that's important in terms of the why and why that's needed to be set up first. So now what we do is now we look at each goal. So the goal, you can divide these up. I just divide them up very simply into your spiritual goals, your personal goals, your relationship goals, your physical goals, and your financial goals. So they're the 5 that I divided up to. So for example, your spiritual might be, I pray, meditate daily, every morning and every evening. Your spiritual goals might be that when I love to walk in nature, or want to be by the ocean, or that to allow me to get back to who I am. So that might be just simply some spiritual goals. The next one then is your personal. So this is your personal development. So this might be, I read motivational books, I do things every morning that's going to allow me to accomplish my whys, or whatever it may be. Your physical then may be in terms of your exercise regime, what that looks like, and how that's going to be done. Your relationship, exactly the same. So you segment it down into each. And then the last one then is your financials. So then it might be the house, the car, how much per year you want to actually get to. And also then thing goals. So thing goals might be, a new set of golf clubs, or whatever it may be that's particular to each person. Any questions so far, BK, so far, what we've gone through there?
So just to clarify, you meant landmines, right? That means when you have landmarks. Okay, so when you have an overarching a goal set for yourself after you've delved into the whys, and here this is where you might be.
Yeah.
And once you have that, the subconscious starts to show you the landmarks of like certain obstacles that might be in the way. That happens after you have done that, right? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, that sounds really, really, really interesting. And sometimes because we are not even clear about this, then the poor guy down here, he's just floundering. He doesn't know where you want to go. Yeah.
And even then, most people, when they do set up their why or their goals, they don't see the landmines, we'll use that now. They don't see the landmines as an opportunity. They see them as basically a full brick wall. I remember Jim Rohn saying something like, you remember the first time he got up to public speak, and then he couldn't, he wondered what happened to his mind, nothing came out of his mouth.
Yeah,
I remember the same with myself. I wanted to get up in public speaking, and it took me, I did not sleep for 4 nights straight. Did not sleep at all. These days, of course, you keep on doing it, and all of a sudden you become better and better at it.
Yeah, that's always the objective. I mean, excellence is the pursuit of consistency, right?
Yes.
You want to be excellent in something, you just have to keep on doing it. It's a very universal principle.
It is.
Well, that was amazing. So, and another thing that came to mind was that what you had done with the audience today. Today I'm a student. I'm just really learning here as well. And of course, they say the best trainers are the best students as well, right? So learn to be a student all the time.
I've still got another really important nugget to go through, but continue, yes?
Yeah. The thing that really came to mind was when you went through that process with us, was that sometimes we are not fortunate enough to have a coach or a mentor to be able to walk through us the process just now. So we're going to create a very quick like a form. If any of you here would like to have a conversation with us, and we have we can manage the time, we will be happy to talk to you, and see how we can take this another step, right?
Lovely. That sounds great. Yeah.
So sorry, Dr. Wayne, please go ahead.
You're all cool. Yeah. So the next bit then is when you do have these goals, what we've got to do now is there's a lot of people just write them down, but we've got to do 4 things with them. It's not just one thing. Okay. First, of course, we write them down. Number 1, we write them down, and we write them down in the now, as if it's attained. I am a millionaire now. Not I will be, I might be, or whatever it might be. I am a millionaire now. The other thing that we do then is we then put whatever that may be into a collage. That's step number 2. Number 3 is we visualize that reality as if it's happening now when we're doing our meditation or our prayer. But number 4 is, and this is the most important, you meditate, pray on that with visualization, but with emotion. Now, when this is done properly, and I'll give you an example. I was once doing a meditation, and one of my bucket list dreams was actually going to Rwanda and going with the silverbacks, walking with the silverbacks, okay? And the good thing about it, it is happening this year. However, when I was looking at it and going through the process of the meditation, I was meditating. I saw myself visually in a four-wheel drive in the back with Karen, and we were watching all the animals. And literally, a lion came up and put his big paws on, scared the life out of us. Put his big paws up there, and he literally just looked me in the eyes. And then to the left of an elephant came up, and then a giraffe came up, and literally I had tingles all through my body. I had tears. That's what I mean by visualization with emotion. If you do that, things change dramatically. People will do the writing. People will do the collage. People will do the visualization. We've heard that many, many times before. And some people would have heard the visualization with emotion, but not everyone. But those 4 steps are so important. And the other important thing then is, when you do have your why, we've got to put that into subconscious. There's many ways of doing it, but one simple way of doing it is when you do is you put it into a mantra, you exercise with it, release endorphins, the brain then is able to take it in a lot easier. You can then, as you said there before, BK, you can then get coaches to help you with that technique or to put that into the subconscious as well. But hopefully that's helped in terms of really identifying what the why is, how you can do it, and then in terms of breaking it down, and then the 4 most important sequences that I believe should be done with every time we set goals and set our whys.
This kind of thing should be taught in schools.
Yeah, they're most definitely, yeah.
But they are not.
No, they're not, unfortunately, yeah.
So I'm really glad that we had this session this morning, this episode with Dr. Wayne. I think this is going to be one of the hallmark episodes. I really believe that, because once we get these things out, once we get these things done, we can literally achieve anything that we set our mind to.
Most definitely. Yes, most definitely.
Thanks, Dr. Wayne. I was a student today and I've learned a lot, and this is amazing. We learned a proper way to set our goals. First, we delve into our whys, get it very clear. And sometimes, honestly, I think very helpful for someone to be present with you, to ask you the questions that you may not be willing to ask yourself. And I'm fortunate to have mentors like that in my life. So if you're not, let's find a way to do this for everyone, and then after that, once you're clear about your whys, and we can do the 4 steps that Dr. Wayne was talking about. So with that, we end our episode of Candid Conversations with Dr. Wayne and BK. Look forward to the next one with all of you.
Lovely.
Bye.
Thank you. See you, BK. Thanks, everyone.